Hello, my name is Wayne Thomas, and this presentation is for CIT 336, and it covers the tables, fields, and records of a database. So a table is a collection of data within a database itself. A table can be standalone, or it actually could be joined with other tables within a database, depending upon need. They're typically linked together using common fields such as primary or foreign keys, and are manipulated utilizing the data definition language with commands such as create, alter, or drop. Records actually make up your actual data of the table and of the database. So it's a collection of information that is basically stored in rows throughout the database and or table. Records are actually manipulated utilizing the data manipulation language commands such as insert, update, and delete. And you can query the records utilizing a select statement along with other clauses such as from and where. Fields are the actual categories of data. So as an example, this would be your what you would fill in. So as an example, your record is made up of multiple fields. So your field would be your client ID, your first name, your last name, your address, your account number, things of that nature. That would make up the fields of the table where your records are stored. Fields are also manipulated using the data definition language and utilize the create, alter, or drop. So let's take a look at those a little bit closer. So for a table, we're going to create a table called teams. And these examples come from our reading material for the week. So in this case, our table is going to be teams. Our fields would be the ID and the data type being integer, not null, and it is going to be a primary key. The field name, the data type, and not null, meaning it has to have some information. And once again, conference being the field, varchar 2, and null. So that would be what we would do if we had to create a table. Now we can also alter the table or simply drop the table. Alter table we'll go over a little bit more because typically when you're altering a table, you're adjusting a field, adding a field, dropping it, and what have you. So we'll look at that in just a minute. So let's look at records real quick. Enters or insert into teams. So in this case, we're actually beginning to insert our data. So teams would be the database, ID, name, and conference, again, the fields, and the values. These are actually, this is actually the record here. And this one, if we need to do multiple entries into the database, we could, again, use the values key or the values keyword and just do a comma separated insert with each record following the same pattern of name, or in this case, conference ID and name. Update, again, it's specific for records. You can update it, you can change. In this case, we're using the where clause to specify just for ID equal 9 to update the conference to E. And for here, the delete from teams where ID equals 63. So if there's an ID equal to 63, that will be dropped from the table. So that record will be dropped. And then again, we have a select statement. So if we're doing a query, and in this case, you can do star for a broad, or asterisk for a broad search, or you can be more specific and provide the field names and then do from and the table name. And then we have fields. So to alter a field, you would do an alter table, the table name, and then you could either add, modify, or drop the column. And this just shows you the 3 different options in this case. So, and I want to show you since we're actually creating our own databases creating our own database for Acme this week, and since you all see this as part of our assignment this week, I wanted to show you real quick, we're going to be making these tables here. These 2 we actually import, but this one we create. And as you follow the assignment, you'll see it be created. If you click on the plus sign, it'll actually show you, I'm sorry, I have to click on the columns again. Again, the columns would be your fields. So we have a client email, first name, ID, last name, et cetera, et cetera. So these would all be fields within the database table. And once we start adding information, which we do in the assignment also, you'll see these items in a more row-oriented option. So see here, you have the client ID, first name, last name, email, password, so forth. Client ID is going to be primary key. And then once we actually start inputting data, it'll show up in this row here. So hopefully this is helpful to you. And if you have any questions, by all means, please ask. I'll be happy to help you any way I can. I appreciate it. Thanks.